Here, want to thank the people from the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. We had an unbelievable experience. We really did. There was a lot of talk about us staying in town and how we would feel about that and how the experience would go. And I can't speak for these guys up here, but I think we had an unbelievable experience. The people that ran the bowl did it in a first-class manner. We had a bunch of fun. We had no issues, no problems, which I think is another tremendous compliment to these young men that we have here at Vanderbilt. And for the most part, I think we put on a really, really good game. Some of the statistics and some of the things that we went over as a team, you guys know we take it one game at a time. We don't really talk about the past to the point where you guys get angry with me. We don't talk about the future a whole lot, but the significance, I think, of winning 9 games, I think is different. It's different to me. I think it's different to the team. I think it's perceived different than winning 6 or 7 games. When you get into the 9-game category, it's a completely different conversation you're in. The other thing we talked about, this team tied a school record with 9 wins. The last 9-win season was in 1915. Again, when you're throwing out dates like 1915, that's a very, very, very long time ago. Talk about these guys' great-great-grandparents. 7-game win streak is the team's longest since 1948, and we also currently have the longest win streak in the SEC, which we're very, very proud of. 15th win in 2 years, consecutive years, the most since 1926 and 1927. You hear these dates we're throwing out? That's not 5 years ago. It's a long time. 5th straight win in games played off campus. We're considering this off campus. And then this team outscored its 13 opponents by 154-point total, the most since 1955. So a lot of really significant things that we were able to accomplish this year. So proud of these guys, these seniors. They've been through so much adversity. If you think about their 5 years or 4 years that they've had here, the different coaches, a lot of success early on, then no success, and then back to laying the foundation for the future. So I couldn't be more proud of them. But again, I just want to make sure that everybody understands we had an unbelievable experience at the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl. Had an unbelievable experience, and thank you so much for having us. Open it up to any questions.
As you rattle off all those numbers and statistics and say how it changed, how did it change? How did we get to where we are today now after what the history has?
I think it's really 2 things. It's the university decided to hire some psycho that nobody ever heard of and gave him a chance, and an unbelievable group of guys that bought in and believed in everything that we asked them to do.
Question for Johnell Thomas. Can you just talk about the turnovers today and how that kind of dictated what happened out there today?
Well, the turnovers, of course, they helped us a lot in the game. Coach Shute, he does a great job at dialing up those defensive plays and putting us in position to make great plays. But as you said, it made a big time difference in the game today. As you can see, we came out victorious, baby.
John, can you also talk about putting more pressure on the quarterback in the second half and keeping him under the gun a little bit?
Oh yeah, like I said, I accredit all that to Coach Shute, man. He dials up those plays and he had us getting after the quarterback today. But I think what's important to realize is that Coach Shute, he's a very smart individual, and he makes great halftime adjustments. And we went in halftime, figured out what we needed to do, and we came out second half and did it.
Was there anything specifically you did differently to get to the quarterback a little bit more?
Just probably different plays, dialing up some different plays, different pressures.
Coach, I see you getting emotional. Clearly, these guys.
I was glad he asked the question, because then that diverted the attention from me welling up.
Clearly, these guys and what they've done and meant to you mean a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can you describe that for me?
Yeah, it really starts all the way back. When we would be in those team meetings, and not only would we talk about X's and O's and schemes and fundamentals and the importance of all those things, but we'd also get up as a group and as a family and share some really personal things. And then also all the different things that we've been through, the highs and lows that this guy's been through in his career and how he's handled it. I can go on with all these guys, but we spend a lot of time getting to know each other as a family, and the X's and the O's are important and the schemes are important, but to us, everything we do, our coaching philosophy is about relationships. And I think we've been able to maximize these guys' experience here because of how we care about each other. about how they care about one another as a team, how the coaches feel about them. And that's also why, all year long, I made a big deal about how we haven't really had any off the field problems as well, because they carry themselves in a first-class manner, on and off the field. And I think nobody wants to embarrass their brother or their uncle or their father or however it is. And we believe in that. We really do.